Somewhere between fire and salt water, between empire and emptiness, sits the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow stretch of water, hugely important today, and historically speaking, a terrible place to lose a philosophical argument. Because out here, they didn't just believe in good versus evil, they invented the ultimate version of it. Let's start with the cosmic war between Ahura Mazda versus Angra Mainyu. Meet Ahura Mazda, creator of truth, light, order, basically everything you'd want running the universe. Now meet his eternal problem, Angra Mainyu. Destruction, chaos, lies. Think of him as the cosmic version of replying, per my last email. This belief system, Zoroastrianism, is one of the oldest monotheistic religions in recorded history. And instead of vague moral gray areas, it goes all in. Good versus evil, no middle management. Followers believed the world was a battlefield, not metaphorically, not poetically, literally. Every honest word, that's Ahura Mazda. Every lie, Angra Mainyu, working overtime. Even nature got dragged into it. Storms, droughts, disease. Not random, not unlucky, just cosmic sabotage, which really takes the pressure off your weekly planner. Why is everything going wrong? But here's the part that matters. Humans weren't spectators. They were participants. Every choice, good or bad, tipped the scale in a war that was already underway. No pressure. Near the waters of the strait, this belief hit differently. Because the sea itself, unpredictable, violent, mysterious. You didn't just sail through it, you survived it. And survival felt like picking the right side. Let's move on to the Simurgh, better known as the Ancient Guardian. Now, imagine you've survived the cosmic war. Barely. You're exhausted. You're lost. Possibly dehydrated. And then, a shadow passes overhead. This is the Simurgh, a creature so large, so ancient. It doesn't just exist in myth, it outlives it. In Persian tradition, the Simurgh is wise. Not reads a lot of books wise. More like has seen civilizations rise, fall, and argue about it online wise. It's often described as a guardian, a healer, a guide, and occasionally, a very large bird that shows up exactly when the plot needs help. Which, to be fair, is also my role in most group projects. The Simurgh appears in epic literature like the Shahnameh, where it raises heroes, gives advice, and importantly doesn't over-explain itself. Because when you've lived that long, you stop arguing. You just know things. Sailors in the Persian Gulf carried stories of something watching from beyond the horizon. Not hunting, not threatening, just observing. Some scholars believe these stories may have been inspired by real birds, eagles, vultures, or migratory species seen in unusual conditions. But that's the thing about myth. It doesn't need to be proven. It just needs to feel true. When you're alone at sea, and now we have the famous Jinn of the desert and the sea. And then, there are the things you can't explain. Enter the Jinn. Not demons. Not ghosts. Something. In between. In Arabian mythology, Jinn are made of smokeless fire, which already sounds like a problem. They live where humans don't. Deserts, ruins, coastlines, places where the rules feel flexible. They can be good. They can be bad. They can ignore you completely, which might actually be worse. Because nothing says existential dread like being ghosted by an invisible fire being. Sailors feared them. Whispers in the wind, shadows on the water, voices that sounded almost human. Some encounters may have been caused by natural phenomena, wind patterns, mirages, or acoustic effects over open water. But again, when you're alone in the dark, you're not thinking science. You're thinking, I should not have taken this route. Jinn weren't just stories. They were explanations for the unexplainable. Why did the wind suddenly shift? Why did the ship drift off course? Why did someone hear their name when no one was there? Jinn answered all of that, not comfortably, but convincingly. Out here, in the shadow of the Strait of Hormuz, the world was never just physical. It was moral. It was mystical. It was watching you back. A cosmic war you couldn't see. A guardian you might never meet. And spirits that might already be closer than you think. You just watched ancient gods battle for the fate of the universe. Giant sky guardians appear out of nowhere, and invisible beings whisper in the dark. Then trust me, you're gonna want to see what's coming next. Because the next video dives into something even crazier. Stories that were hidden, banned, or completely erased from history. So if you made it this far, hit subscribe right now. Because statistically, most people watching this aren't subscribed. Yeah, I checked. It's weird. Like anger, minute level chaos weird. And if you want more content like this, drop a comment below with the next myth, mystery, or story you want uncovered. I read everything. Yes, even the ones that scare me. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next story.